This is the Lime Flavored Network. This show is brought to you by Tricia's Bakery at triciasbakery.com. Welcome to Limelight on Apple, Episode 6, being recorded on March 28, 2013, a day late. I'm sorry. I'm DJ Allen.
I'm Tricia.
And that's Bonsai. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it here. What's the first story on the docket, Tricia?
Boy, that is getting right into it. Our first story is Apple TV software updated.
Yes.
Mine updated at work. It took longer than ours at home.
Do you think that's because of your connection?
What I mean by longer is it waited a few days after ours updated.
So it didn't happen the same day, or it
Correct.
didn't happen the day after because you weren't there the same day. Okay.
Right,
well,
yeah. It in fact, it only updated a couple days ago, which is probably what made me think to look for the story.
Well, the thing with the update that affects us most is the Hulu Plus update, which I found extremely jarring right away.
I think it looks really similar to the podcast layout of Apple TV, with the bar across the top and then all the boxes underneath, or even similar to the main screen.
And they may be trying to standardize it
Right.
across the board, especially considering that we're past a point when they would have normally announced some sort of new product, but they haven't. So,
You mean like a new Apple TV?
any new product. Apparently they have always, let's see, iPhones were in March. Yeah, iPhones were in March before, so manufacturers were releasing things on the off cycle so that when the iPhone was in a lull, isn't it March? Maybe it was iPads. They announced something in March.
It was probably iPads.
Okay, so iPads. So we've missed the March cycle, mainly I think because of the announcement in October about the iPad 4 and the iPad mini. And I think that they're going to wait till either WWDC or some special event after that to announce the iPhone 5S, is what I'm...
Which is rumored to be announced in June and then rumored to be announced in August or September instead.
Yes. I suppose I can wait. Yes. He's a squeakcaster.
Yes.
All right. That's the end of story number 1.
He hasn't had any attention today. He needs attention.
Yeah. The story that I found almost immediately and I found most thrilling is that Johnny Ive, who's the thematic designer, I guess, what's his official title? Something like something to do with the human interface. He's like the director of human interface relations or something to that effect. Basically, he makes sure that all of the iOS is user-friendly, I guess. And he's working closer now with the iOS interface team. And the headline I'm staring at right now is that he is pushing for a flat design. Now, the flat design would mean, and I'm very happy to hear this, would be, if not the complete removal of, at least start heading in a direction away from skeuomorphism. Because while skeuomorphism works to let older people know their analog counterparts of what Notepad or sticky notes or the podcast app with the reel-to-reel thing that Leo Laporte's always whining about. Unless you are over the age of 50, you have never seen a reel-to-reel. So it's a waste of space.
So you feel, or you know, or have you read somewhere that that's why that exists for old people? I mean, I'm just asking because I don't know why they do it.
I don't know why they do it either, and that's the only reason I can think that they would do it, is to give some sort of analog, something to, okay, this is what this is. I personally would like to see what we see in movies with the flat computery looking screens, and you can move stuff around with your hand waving, and like Minority Report, the Matrix movies, when they're flying into Zion, the ladies and stuff that are moving all the little files all over the place, that's flat design. Windows 8 is a flat design. There's no shadows or rounded corners or any reason for that stuff. And I'm hoping with a flat design, and this is why I'm most excited, customization options.
To put rounded corners and shadows?
So that I can put rounded corners and shadows on things. No! So that I can make it look like what I'm trying to say that I want it to look like it in The Matrix, or in Minority Report, or in all those TV shows you see, where you see them flicking things to big screens and seeing all kinds of neat data and all that, but somebody sat down and programmed that for like 6 hours. I need to flick my finger and this big explanation of what's going to happen needs to pop up. I'll start working on it. So that was my exciting news, and I'm hoping that it comes with iOS 7, which I'm also hoping is integrated with the new OS X or OS XI, if they're going to go with that, or if they just have one OS, that would be great. Because while other people are complaining about the experience on both systems, I find it extremely nice to know that I can do the exact same thing everywhere I go.
So I was going to say I could actually sit at your computer and run it, because I really can't now, because it's just different enough to where it just takes me a lot of searching.
He purred at my coughing. So, well, I mean, it's just a little different. You just need to know where to look for stuff. Otherwise, it's the same.
And what it's called.
Yes. Okay. Boy. We're like 11 minutes in, and it's already story 3.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, what is your
yawn.
You've done more research on this than I have. I saw your highlights. So do you need me to hold this for you or anything? You need to hold the pig?
Oh, I guess I can let you hold the pig.
Well, I don't have to.
You can have the pig.
Piggy, come here. Ah.
Okay, you got your pig now.
I've got a piggy.
Okay, the last story is 15 features Apple should include in iOS 7. And
we were just speaking about iOS 7.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, we hear so many rumor shows that I decided to look and see if anything was going to be updated. And obviously there's not information out about it yet. But there were 15 suggestions, and these are mostly to help with enterprise customers, people that need to use their phones for work, which technically I do, but my IT department doesn't require me to.
I don't require you to have separate.
Yep, I don't either require myself to have separate devices.
I'm only the co-ID chairman.
Yeah, since I work for myself, it's no big deal to me, but yeah, so there's 15 suggestions here. We don't have to go through all of them. Only a couple actually interest me, but
and I saw that you highlighted the important ones.
Well, the ones that
Yeah, the ones that affect us. Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Well, your first highlight, I don't know if you were going to read it, but I forgot what what's the first highlight is BlackBerry Balance. What is BlackBerry Balance? Explain that to the viewer at home.
Well, BlackBerry, I guess in their new operating system, they have something called BlackBerry Balance, which gives the person the ability to switch between a personal and a work mode. So you can have different apps installed on both places, different emails, different settings and IT policies. So BlackBerry is already doing something like this, and BlackBerry has generally been
better at
thought
this
of
historically.
Right. They usually get their phones out in fleet to large businesses that need to stay in contact with each other more than most other phones and operating systems. Okay, first one was better email management. Basically, in here they're complaining that you can't mark messages in different colors. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of people that complain about the native mail client, and I don't even use the Gmail client at this point, although most of my emails are Gmail based, because I don't have a problem with the native mail client. I don't mind Apple's mail system.
I like the mail. I have some email addresses set up as my favorites, so that those go into a specific folder for me to find. That works okay for me, or I suppose you can flag things. The one thing I like about Gmail over the native email client for me personally is just that I don't have all my contacts in my Apple email program, and it's easier for me to find them in my Gmail. So really, that's no big deal. Quick access to core system features like Wi-Fi and VPN. This is something that we had on our Android phones. It was basically the little pull down at the top where it would show you if to switch from Wi-Fi to like 3G or 4G or airplane mode or turn on or off GPS. It was a very easy to find option in the little pull down menu on Android. So they're saying that would be useful.
It'd be nice to have a swipe option or something, or have it in the notifications to do it on the iPhone, but I don't think that the iPhone is obnoxiously difficult to get to.
Not anymore. I think things used to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Like with Bluetooth, for example. Turning on Bluetooth used to be quite the feat.
That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's a lot easier now. So even putting Bluetooth up like that would be easy. Next, automatic updates. Automatic app updates. I find this one to be kind of lame. Basically, this one points out that because you have to do your updates manually, if you and I work for the same company and I'm great about keeping my phone updates run and you aren't, they're worried that we're not going to be running the same version of a program, or they're worried about security problems for IT managers. So they would like to have apps update automatically. I think that's something that Android has also. Not on all of their apps, but on most of them you can automatically update.
I wouldn't mind it if I get to choose what apps did it, because there are times when the app will update and you hear about it somewhere that whatever the update is some horrible, and people say don't do it, so you don't, and then you wait, and then they're like, okay, I'm glad you waited, and then you get to do it correctly. Someone's hungry.
Yeah, he likes his paper. But I think in Android, if automatic updates is an option, I think you can turn it off so that you can decide whether or not things update automatically. So again, I don't know, no big deal to me personally.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me either.
Custom domain search in Spotlight. so that right now it only searches the device, the web, and Wikipedia. They want it to search more in a corporate domain, like SharePoint, Google Sites, Google Docs.
So they want to set up, what they want to set up is a...
is Google?
well, they want Google, but they want a knowledge base. Basically, they want you to be able to only search business-wise for that. And, I mean, that doesn't really apply to me. I don't even use this search option.
I use it all the time. I can never find my apps. I use it 5 times a day, at least.
Well, that's because you've got 6,000 apps, and I only have like 12. But my 12 are awesome.
An unread item count on the lock screen. What they're saying here is instead of pulling down your, well, no, I shouldn't say that. In your lock screen, I don't know how you have yours set up, but it can show me when I get emails in my lock screen or Facebook messages in my lock screen. And they're saying it's a privacy problem because the screen can come up with, you know, the first line or where the email comes from.
Gotcha.
or a text message from somebody, and they would rather just have it, which is odd to me, why it needs to be something separate, but they basically want the icons that you click on your screen, but in a smaller form on your lock screen to give you a total count. So I guess, I don't know, to me it would make sense to maybe shut off the notifications in your lock screen and then just open up your phone to see how many messages you have. But
that would fall into the business, the balance thing, if they did the business.
True, very true. Location-aware sound profiles. So if your calendar says you have a meeting at a certain time, your phone will go into silent mode automatically for you, so that you don't forget to make your phone quiet for when you go into a meeting, for example, or based on location.
I don't have that big of a problem with it. It's just me.
Location-aware Wi-Fi networking. This one made me wonder. It says it would like the iPhone to be able to switch on Wi-Fi networking if they are in certain places. And it says because Wi-Fi can't turn itself on.
Mine turns itself on all the time. I
don't know if they mean like physically Wi-Fi being turned off or on in your settings. Because if that's the case, yes, that's true, that Wi-Fi doesn't turn itself off or on, but I don't understand why you can't leave it on and... Hi, pig. Leave it on, and then it does automatically connect. Like, it connects at home, it connects at work.
Someone's happy to be home.
So I don't know. I guess if you have your Wi-Fi on and you don't want it to connect to a network, you can have it forget it too. So
yeah,
that one seemed a little odd to me.
Well, for instance, the restaurant we go to weekly has terrible Wi-Fi. My phone, I was initially using it would switch when I got there, so I have to actually, I've told it, and it hasn't tried to connect since, should forget that network because it sucks. It's terrible. Bad.
Guest mode for bring your own device users. I don't know. This one didn't interest me either, but you know,
well, most of these
I'm not their enterprise clientele.
Most of them sound businessy, and I mean, we don't have any use for it.
That's what it is. 15 for enterprise. That's what I said at the beginning. Yes. You'll have to go back and watch the podcast and see that I said that.
I re-listen to all the podcasts.
Oh, good. But do you pay attention?
I do. Netcasts.
Even to the ones I'm on?
Especially to the ones you're on.
Okay. This says it's particularly for those who own iPads and have kids. If your job makes you bring your own device, you can have a guest mode on it. Anyway. AirDrop for simple file sharing functionality. I think that there are so many different apps and so many programs out there that I don't see why this needs to be part of the iOS operating system.
I mean, if you just want to insulate yourself further from outside influences, yes.
Says there aren't any network clouds or local storage solutions available in small to medium-sized businesses. To me, it seems like those would be the places that would have the easiest access to them. I mean, for something like Dropbox, for example.
You'd think.
That it just, yeah, this seems completely backwards to me. But then again, I'm probably not small to medium. I'm minuscule and pointless because I'm a one-person business. Yeah, my vendors point that out to me constantly. So, anyways, that's the next one on here. Yes, Piggy. Longer PIN code for enhanced security.
That's another one for enterprise, and another one we don't really have an issue because, well...
As we just watched on Whitney, if you have a passcode on your phone, you're obviously trying to hide something.
Yes, and since you cannot put porn on your iPhone without jailbreaking it, there's really no reason to put a passcode on it.
Not that I want to teach you how to do that, but I have a feeling that I can figure out a way because I have software on my phone that downloads from YouTube, for example. You can save files from YouTube. But we're not going to tell you that.
Wait, where would they go?
On your phone.
Does it have a standard file system?
Yeah.
I can hide porn on my iPhone. And I'm glad I said that because that's the show title now.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, and all of those free apps that I always find. I've got a few of them actually. I don't know if I have them all on the phone because I didn't know if I'd need them for anything, so I deleted most of them. But no, not that one. iTab possibly. I know that this one you can create folders in. No, I didn't keep most of them on here, but yeah, I've got a bunch of apps that let you record and download from YouTube, for example. But anyways.
Interesting. I can hide porn on my iPhone.
And your wife told you. How? Yeah, so the login pin. Set default apps.
This, I agree, would be awesome.
So if you want to look up an address, you can set Google Maps as your default instead of Apple Maps. Or if you have Google Chrome, I think.
Instead of Safari. That was the one I was going to mention. Is that there's a lot of people that have an issue with the Safari. I don't. I just integrate it nice. But, yeah. Yeah,
so that's probably, yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Or, as we were discussing earlier, the mail client issue. If you want your default, if you click a link, the default mail client that pops up is whatever you choose.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have an issue with on my computer that I can't seem to get it to open up what I want it to, but I just copy and paste the stupid addresses. It's not that hard, people. I waste 3 more seconds than you do. 3.
iPad multitasking. So basically this is to let you snap 2 apps side by side like on a Windows 7 Surface. Or Windows 8 Surface. It was first seen in Windows 7. Allows users to snap 2 apps side by side like the Surface.
If we're doing FaceTime, I can see that being... Other than doing FaceTime and something else, I don't have a reason to have that going because, you know, the commercials, they all show the person watching YouTube and working on a Excel document and playing Plants vs. Zombies all day. I don't need to do all that at once.
Oh, I do. I need to do so many things at once that often at work I have the computer in front of me, the iPad set up right here, and the phone on the table in front of me. And then I'm watching TV.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it would be neat if you wanted to go through your emails, but you wanted to watch TV, or respond to emails while you're watching Twit.
Okay. I mean, there's going to be a limited number of circumstances that I personally would want that in, but I can see there, being more than maybe I'm thinking of right off the top of my head.
Yeah. Or like you said, I like the idea of being able to FaceTime and have something up on the side too. I think that's a neat idea. The next one is something that makes me excited if it would actually happen. Uninstall native unnecessary apps.
I don't need the stock market app. I don't need Newsstand.
I don't like the standard weather.
It's not so bad, but there could be a better one.
Just because our local app does way better for us particularly. And it's not, I don't think that iPhones have half as much crap added to them as an Android device does.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's probably taking up as much space. I either put them all in a folder labeled useless, which you've run into several times on my phone, or I'll put them all on a way back page, of my infinite scrolling pages of apps.
The only other one that I just looked up is the compass. The compass is correct less than 75% of the time. Well, the compass isn't. It's just off just a little bit. I know where north is where I'm sitting right now. I know exactly where north is. Do you want to know where the compass tells me north is? If this is north, and I know that this is north, the compass is like right here. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't need the compass. I don't even use the compass.
I don't need iTunes, or videos, or music, or Passbook, or Game Center, or stocks, or voice memos, or compass.
If you wait, hold on. If you take a video of the guinea pig, for instance, on your phone, what you're watching it back on is videos.
Oh, okay.
So keep that. But in iTunes, if you want to buy anything, which I'm guilty of.
I don't like iTunes.
I love iTunes. It's great. I wish it would never change.
Offline maps.
Yes, because you should not have to. What if you're stuck in the Gobi Desert with no Wi-Fi and terrible cell service?
Well, then I'm thinking that you probably...
You need to know which direction to go.
Shouldn't you have had a map before you got lost?
Hey, what about the people that followed the Apple Maps to that random place in the middle of nowhere in Australia? Okay, they didn't think about that. But at some point, don't you look around going, I should probably stop and turn around. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So that was everything. Again, it was more based on enterprise usage, but there were a couple neat ones in there. After our last episode where I totally made fun of and blasted Android like hardcore for that terrible presentation, there are a couple things on those phones that are coming out that I think would be neat, and of course they can be integrated into an iOS as well. And honestly, I'm just gonna wait for the lawsuit, I guess, to happen with Android suing Apple for following their footsteps. But the fact that you can use both cameras at once, front and rear facing camera, so that you can still have the person see you, but they can also see what is on your, is that considered rear facing?
Yeah.
Camera.
I want both cameras to be usable too on the iPhone, so that I would find that, yeah.
And something that I found more and more that would be useful would be screen share. And that was something that was coming out on that new, what is it, Galaxy
S4.
S4, okay. Yeah, screen share. So like if you're doing a FaceTime call, if you and I are doing that, and I want to show you something that I'm looking at, I can share my screen with you.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be
Or you could force me to watch Plants vs. Zombies until I hang up on you.
I could. Oh, now I'm excited for iOS 7. I hope they incorporate that.
Yay!
But yeah, those are a couple of things that they're doing that I think would be neat, and that would be more of a system-based upgrade versus things that software can do, like download porn from YouTube.
I can hide porn on my iPhone.
Is porn on YouTube?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So let's move along to the last phase of the show, which is our apps of the week. Do you have one picked?
I can show one. I don't know much about it. I just downloaded it last night. It is called Gift Pro.
Oh yeah, I haven't checked that out yet. I downloaded it, but I don't know anything about it really.
Actually, I downloaded a couple apps within the last couple of days that are really cool. Because I made a bobblehead of myself last night.
Oh.
I knew you'd really like that one, but it's probably too late to get. But anyways, Gift Pro, Gift Pro, and the logo is 3 circles in kind of a triangle pattern. And this will probably be a lot handier for people that use Google Plus. I do not. I try, but I can't get into it.
You're technically watching it on Google Plus, even if you're watching it after the fact on YouTube. It was recorded on Google Plus.
So this is probably the most I use Google Plus every week. But basically what this app does is it allows you to sign into your Facebook and your Google Plus account, and you can get a combined feed of both apps on your phone in one location, and it tells you, it gives you underneath the logo or the person's icon, it either has an FB or probably a G+. I wouldn't know because I'm not seeing any. But anyways, you can look at both of your feeds in one spot, but what I like about it is that you can also post to both from this app.
And that I would like.
And right. And that, I think if I had my website set up differently so that I didn't automatically post to my Facebook page, I would probably use this and just post the links from there to get them in both locations. But I have a feeling that Gift is associated with my personal accounts on Facebook and G+, and I'm actually posting way more on my business Facebook page and my business G+ page. So it was free yesterday through Apps Gone Free. I think it was a $3 or $4.99 program. I might be able to find out here.
And that's actually what I'm looking at right now is the free list, because I realized I hadn't looked even though it warned me earlier today.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the free apps today either, but I might be able to find it here somewhere. Oh, it was back on March 24th. Okay, let's see what the cost is. I also got a Van Gogh app because I like him.
Or as the doctor pronounces it, Van Gogh.
What the heck? It is $4.99.
Okay.
Gift Pro for Facebook and Google Plus. Access both your Google Plus account and Facebook account in one convenient spot with the social networking app. It allows you to read status updates, update your own status, comment on status updates or photos, check in, like, and +1 status updates, and even upload photos with effects. I ran into that the other night. I just wanted to post a new picture of my store, and then it's asking me if I want to apply filters and captions and everything on it. You're also able to combine actions instead of performing them separately for each of your accounts. So that would be my recommendation. It's a Like I said, I think it would be way more useful if I used G Plus a lot more.
We can get that working.
I would use it more if I could post to it from WordPress. But G Plus makes that impossible.
Makes it difficult at best.
Yep.
My pick of the week is a game that we have both been playing. Actually, we both probably finished it by this point, at least as far as I've gone. That's The Silent Age. If you grew up in a time where the computer consisted of words on a screen, you should understand about word game. Text adventures is the proper term. Scott Adams and Infocom they're the two most famous of the text adventure creators. The Silent Age is kind of like that, except it's graphical. So you're still only doing binary things, means you can either do it or not do it. So there's no action going on, but I mean, so like if you need to pick something up, you point at it and the little guy will bend over and pick it up for you. So your quest is to figure out what the mystery is, and I personally I really wanted them to make more, and I want more people to make more of these because they're awesome. Even the text-based ones are.
Aren't they on Kickstarter? Or not?
Maybe.
I thought it said something about funding the next chapter through Kickstarter.
That's a good possibility. But House on Fire. Hopefully I didn't choose this app already. It's a text adventure made graphical. And if you've played the text adventure, if you do it the old school way, you type in when you want to take the hammer, for instance, you type take hammer, and then it adds it to your inventory. Well, like I said, this is just the graphical version of it.
Sorry, it was on the game is free.
Yes.
Correct?
The game is free, and you get episode 1 free, which is 5 chapters.
Okay. So you can show that if you really want. Basically, there's a donate button on the front screen of the game after it comes up.
Yeah.
If you decide if you want to donate to it for the second chapter to come out. So maybe it's not on Kickstarter, or maybe it is, and I just
here you. Anyway, it's addicting to me because I used to play those games, and the most famous text adventure would be Zork. So if you liked Zork, you'll love this because it's a more modern version of Zork, just set in a different time and place and graphical.
I don't have any clue of what that is. But with this, you're a janitor at a what kind of company? I don't really know.
It's an ambiguous chemical company.
A big chemical company. You're a janitor, and you run across this dying old guy, and he gives you a time travel device, and you have to save the future, the present, because it takes place in the past, in the 72 or something.
72 is when things happen. Yeah. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it goes in the beginning. It shows us like this build up from 60 something to 72, and I was really confused. Maybe it'll pan out in the rest of the story, but I heartily recommend The Silent Age. It was recommended to me by one of the other shows that I watch or listen to, and since I picked it up, I'm also seriously thinking about giving money to them to get the episode done quicker. But
it looks like they've got quite a ways to go.
Yeah. I mean, if they were real close, I would flat out, I would do it right away. But the only obstacle between me donating some money to them and them getting the money that I'm donating is holding a pig right now, because she controls the cash. Because I'm a smart man, and
It says to complete episode 2, they need 25,000. Right now, they're at 9,273. So they're quite a ways off. And it gives you options here to donate $6, $12, or $24.
And I read that earlier. Those buttons are there to eliminate you having to think about a number. You can just choose one of those. But you can donate anything. You can give them anything. Once you play it, if you like that type of thing, you're going to want to give them money too. And I'm probably going to give them money. Because that would be awesome to have episode 2. And I'm hoping that there's many more episodes to come. Although if I have to wait like this, I maybe just wait to play it. I can't do that. It's too awesome. I can't wait to play it.
What I can't believe, and I have no experience in this, is they need $25,000 just to do one chapter?
No, the entire one episode.
One episode, okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's more than one episode, but I suppose we'll see when they come up with it. So, sorry that this was a day late. We planned to do it last night, and things kind of went awry. We
started taking a walk, and then we got really ambitious, and we took a 3.5-mile walk.
And it was way more than we should have. Plus, we shopped for new shoes for her, which was great. But I mean, when we got back, it was way too late to start podcasting and netcasting. And
before everybody out there says, "Well, of course, the woman wanted to go shoe shopping,"
I'm the one that forced her to.
Exactly.
Because her shoes suck, and now they don't.
Hey, you forced me to buy the last pair, too.
Yeah, well, we weren't expecting you to do massive amounts of walking in those either. Now you've got walking shoes.
Yes, now I have walking shoes. So, as we pointed out to our shoe girl yesterday that was fitting them on me, I now have 2 pairs, well, 3, counting the old pair of shoes. I do have a pair of boots that I like, but as far as shoes go, it's not like
I would like to point out that the very first thing she noticed was that they were very bouncy, which means that they were extremely comfortable, which means that she's been wearing terrible shoes for far too long. Wear good shoes.
I wore them home.
Yes.
On our walk.
If you want to reach us, you can get us through officiallimeflavored@gmail.com. All of the websites, the Facebooks, the Google Pluses, all that is at limeflavored.com. And we will keep you up to date. And we should be on time, on schedule next week.
And if you want pictures of my cute little pig, I have them on my Facebook page. You'll have to look at Tricia's Bakery.
Yes. All right. Thank you to our one viewer that has hung in for the entire episode. I'm not sure who it is, but that's okay. I have figured it out a couple of times, but this one I'm not sure about. We'll find out. But
maybe they don't know English and they find us amusing.
I don't think anyone random is going to have hung out this long, okay. So I have an idea who it is. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
I want off camera now.
Okay.